Okay, so I am Carrie Neville-Dean, and I am a trauma-informed health, wellness, and manifestation coach for women over 40, as well as an emotional freedom techniques practitioner. As Paula said, you'll experience that in just a few minutes. I spent a little time on the title because I really wanted it to speak to what I'm going to be telling you about today. So I chose When the Body Speaks, Listening to the Wisdom Beneath Your Symptoms. And I chose that because what I really want you to walk away with is understanding that the body is profoundly intelligent. And the symptoms are often just expressions of what your mind has been avoiding, your heart has been carrying, and your soul has been asking to be healed. When I have clients, I almost always hear this. I don't recognize myself anymore. I look in the mirror and I have no idea who that woman is looking back at me. And I hear this over and over again. And I want you to know that you may be in the same position. It's not your fault. It's not a weakness. It's certainly not a failure. And it's not just estrogen taking a permanent vacation. It's something that's happening at a much, much deeper level. And for most of us, and probably all of us, which is why you're here today, you've been carrying decades of weight. And for years, your body has been adapting to things like overfunctioning. So think about how much responsibility you've been carrying over the years. Probably more than one person should be carrying. And often these burdens weren't ours to carry in the first place. And then there's the emotional labor. Many of you are probably caregiving or people pleasing or trying to do everything perfectly. That's emotionally draining if you're doing this over and over again. And then there's suppression. Just think back at the last time you suppressed anger, or maybe suppressing your needs, putting other people's needs first because you don't want to feel guilty about taking care of yourself first. And then, of course, there's the chronic stress, which most of us probably unknowingly are under. That's the cortisol just dripping continuously and constantly. And our body is just adapting to it. And this chronic stress really just brings us into this dysfunctional nervous system where we're in survival mode, even when we sit down to relax. Your body is still at this baseline of surviving. But then one day, and typically this happens in your 40s and 50s during menopause, your body's like, nope, I'm out. I'm done adapting. And from an integrative perspective, we know that this is more than just biology. It's really an invitation. It's an invitation for you to start asking this one question. What if my symptoms are really a message? What if my body's not betraying me, but trying to communicate something to me? So your body works in this way. It starts by whispering. And if you don't listen, it gets louder and louder and louder until it's screaming at you. So those headaches that you had once in a while, now they're migraines and jaw tension because that stress is now manifesting in the physical realm. And that crappy night of sleep you may have had, here and again, is now full-blown insomnia. And that anxiety that is kind of running around in your head at 3 a.m., you can't stop it. Because again, you have a dysregulated nervous system and you can't rest because that's your baseline. That's your default now. And then there's the pain that you had, maybe a little discomfort or pain here or there, and now it's a full-blown chronic pain. That drip of cortisol, that stress hormone, has now ravaged your body, and now you're completely inflamed. And those of you that are dealing with things like frozen shoulder, digestive issues, chronic fatigue, or other autoimmune diseases, and if you have one autoimmune disease and you don't listen, you're probably going to get another one, and then another one. And this is not your body just, being dramatic. It's speaking to you in the only language it knows how to. And it's asking you to start listening. So I'm going to do something a little interactive. You're going to do this in the chat, but just listen first so I can tell you. So I want you to just kind of reflect a little bit and think about, what is my body no longer willing to tolerate? Now you can put in the letters for these, or if something else comes to mind, you can just type it in a few words in the chat. And Paula was nice enough to just kind of monitor that for me. So which resonates most? Constant responsibility. Are you, your body is like, I just can't do this anymore. I am on the go all the time. Too many responsibilities. Maybe it's the second one, no boundaries whatsoever. I can relate to this one. I used to be this way. You're over giving and saying yes when your entire body is saying, please say no. And then there's ignoring your own needs, usually because you think other people's needs are more important than yours. How about emotional suppression? How many of you just clamp up and you want to say something or you want to emote something, but you feel like you can't? And for those of you with thyroid issues, that's very often the base of it. That's where you that's where you kind of speak your truth. And if you're holding it in, that's where your body's going to hold it. And then that disconnection from self, if you're that woman that's like looking in the mirror going, who is that? You're completely disconnected from that woman. And then sometimes there's those unhealthy relationships. It could be any type of relationship. Maybe you feel taken advantage of, manipulated, exploited, and you no longer want to deal with that anymore. Maybe that's what you don't want to tolerate. And again, it could be something else. So is there anything in the chat, Paula, that you're
So
seeing?
much in the chat. There's so many layers to this. And I had trouble picking just one. Without counting, it looks like the D's and the F's might be prevalent. Definitely the D's. I'm seeing a lot of D's, emotional suppression. And what's F? Unhealthy
Unhealthy
relationships.
relationships. Yeah. Emotional suppression is really big, because I think as women too, we feel like, oh, it's not proper to express ourselves, our needs, our emotions. And again, I kind of wonder how many of the people who put D actually may have thyroid issues, Hashimoto's, because that really, your body knows where to store all of this stuff. Those with frozen shoulder, do you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders? Those with maybe knee problems, your knees are how you move forward. Are you having difficulty moving forward in life? You might feel that in your knees. Your body's incredibly intelligent and it knows how to heal itself. So thank you all for putting that in there and participating. So as I said, I'm an emotional freedom techniques practitioner. It's also called tapping. And I think this is a beautiful way to kind of help with your menopause care. It's an integrative way to do it. And just the tip of the iceberg, I just put a little graphic up here. Tapping is amazing for boosting your immune system, improving your sleep. When I wake up in the middle of the night, I can do a little tapping and it puts me right back to sleep. Decreases those addictive behaviors. If you're the person that grabs that wine or that bag of potato chips at 9 o'clock at night, it energizes your body. It helps recovery from illness. And it's the cool thing with it is that it can parse out your emotional pain from your physical pain. So because pretty much every single pain that there is has both components. It can help cultivate optimism, help you fulfill your potential, facilitate weight loss. And the one down here in the middle and the bottom, I think is the most impactful. And that's what I do as a clinical EFT practitioner. It can help resolve the impact of trauma. EFT combines tapping on acupressure points, which are on your face and upper body. And just tapping on those points just sends this beautiful message to your brain that you're safe. You can be calm now. It's an instant way to calm yourself. And you do that at the same time as having emotional awareness. So you might be talking about a memory that's charged or an emotion or a limiting belief that's holding you back. But you're feeling safe. Your association is now, oh, I'm safe talking about this, instead of just talking about it without that tapping part of it. And when you do this, now your body and your nervous system feels safe enough to shift from that survival mode. You start to rewire your brain and you start to rewrite your story. And the cool thing is EFT is not about thinking positive, because no one wants to hear shift your mindset when you're sweating through your sheets at 3 a.m. Or here's a positive, affirmation when you just want to pull your hair out. What EFT does is it starts with what I call that it opens up this portal to healing, because it combines awareness without judgment. And that's just that's that key to opening up that portal. It's where you feel seen, you start to feel safe. And once those symptoms are heard, in a way, kind of have a seat at the table, they begin to soften automatically. And as we've said before, the body is not broken. All it's doing is asking you to listen to it, to be heard. So I have a tapping sequence to do with you right now. And for some of you, for most of you, if you can, it's beautiful to just close your eyes, but don't do it yet. But we'll do that for some of you. When I say close your eyes, if you don't feel like that, I put a little scene up here for you to look at, because you don't want to look at me. So the first thing I want to do is just show you 2 points. There's 9 typical points, but as far as time-wise, I'm just going to show you 2 points that you can just practice right now. One is called the side of your hand. So it's kind of like that karate chop right under your pinky, just with your one hand tap on the side of your hand. And that's 1 point I'll teach you. And then the second one is my favorite one. Just go to that notch at the bottom of your throat, and then just go diagonally out about 1 inch or 2, and you'll kind of go over your bone, and you'll feel like that little indent there. And you can just tap there. Just practice that, just lightly. That's all you need. Okay, so you don't have to tap quite yet. I will let you know when and where to tap. But if you do feel safe, go ahead and close your eyes. And I just want you to bring to mind one challenge that menopause has brought into your life. So maybe it's that deep exhaustion that no amount of sleep seems to fix. Maybe it's that frustration of no longer recognizing yourself, or feeling like you've lost pieces of yourself. Or maybe it's actual physical pain that you're enduring that has no relief and no answer for you right now. So take a slow breath and then just allow yourself to step gently into that experience. Simply acknowledge it. Don't judge or try to fix it. Just acknowledge it. And when you bring that into your mind, notice what happens in your body. Where are you feeling this challenge? Is it a sensation somewhere, a discomfort, a pain? And where is it? In your chest, throat, stomach, shoulders? Maybe some are totally different. And then just become curious about that sensation. Is it tight, kind of a constriction? Is it hard, heavy, warm? Does it have any movement, like a wave, or is it still? Just simply observe it. Now feel how intense this is. Maybe out of 10, it might be a 5 out of 10 of intensity. And if it feels safe for you, I just want you to increase that intensity. So if it was a 5, slowly increase it to a 6, and then to a 7. Make it harder, tighter, heavier, hotter. And as you're doing that, just start tapping on the side of your hand. And you're just going to repeat out loud or in your head. Even though I'm feeling this sensation in my body, I choose to stay present with it. Even though part of me wants this feeling to go away, I don't have to fight it. Even though my body has been carrying this for so long, today I'm willing to listen. Now go to that collarbone point. I'm noticing this feeling. I'm allowing it to exist. I'm staying present with it. I'm not judging or fixing it. Now just breathe into that sensation right now. And then keep repeating. This feeling is allowed to be there. My body doesn't need to fight it. It simply wants to be heard. I allow the sensation to do whatever it needs to. If it grows stronger, I allow it. If it stays the same, I allow it. If it begins to soften, I allow that too. My body knows how to move emotions. I can honor what this feeling has been trying to communicate. I can witness it with compassion. And just keep tapping, keep your eyes closed. And I just want you to notice, has the sensation shifted? Maybe it became lighter or heavier, smaller. Maybe it's moved to a totally different area. Has the intensity changed even slightly? Just simply notice. There's no right or wrong answer. And now just take one more nice, deep, slow breath. And as you do, thank your body. Not because it feels perfect, but because it's been communicating with you all along. But today you did something different. You listened to it. And sometimes being deeply heard is where healing begins. And just take one more breath, and then you can kind of come back and open your eyes. And just realize that during menopause, sometimes for many of us, it's the first time that our bodies have just simply refused to abandon itself. And it's your invitation to start listening. And if any of you have the desire to have a complimentary call with me to see if there's anything that I can do so that you can look in that mirror and smile at the woman looking back at you, my QR code goes to my webpage, and there's a spot on the top right where you can book a call with me. But I appreciate all of your attention and for you doing the tapping with me.